Welcome.
So thank you. Thank you. So my name is Maria Minarikova, the Director of Business Development at Fetch.ai, and also the director of the board of the Fetch.ai Foundation. So we're bringing this to you, and I'll explain, the difference, what we do at Fetch.ai and how we're growing the ecosystem through the Fetch.ai Foundation. It's really a pleasure to be here today. Thank you so much, Iris, for the invitation. And so I want to talk to you about agents, AI agents, and then we can have a discussion at the end of the session. So maybe just a quick question: has anybody heard of agents? Hopefully by now you have, but yeah, so we have been working on this topic and the content for all these years, like 7 years or so. But in the last year, it has really become a big topic of discussion and work and development. So among all the leading AI companies and other companies as well. So everybody's now looking into that, or just about everybody. So I want to explain to you what we do at Fetch, how we're building the marketplace for AI agents, how we're using blockchain technology, what we're using that for, and how is that different from what you see in the traditional companies that are also now starting to promote the technology of agentic technology, agentic AI. And hopefully you'll find your place there, and you will understand, how that fits to maybe the traditional and how that fits to large ecosystems that really need the blockchain as well as the AI agents to facilitate the new kind of economy and economic benefits and optimizations that are possible with AI, and that agents can bring about. So as I mentioned, we're really looking at this new era of intelligent collaboration using agents. So I tend to compare that to what has happened in the 90s, I think now, or early 2000s with websites, when the online technology came about, and people were like, I have a store here, I have a business here, we're 100 years old, why should I care about internet, and what is this online thing, and what is online shopping? Like, who's ever gonna do that, right? And here we are 20, 30 years later, and what has happened was really like the companies that could capture that space and could really bring, look into that technology and make benefits from that, have really capitalized on that enormously. And, we're talking Google, AWS, just about everybody really in the top and in the biggest companies now. And some of them started as, simple online bookstore, and what has evolved from that, right? So, and I think we're looking at the same thing now with agentic AI, but really agents, and how they will be able to represent their owners and interact online. So what we're building with Fetch is an open platform where we really hope to bring all these various ecosystems that can be represented and will be represented by agents together, and really sort of get rid of the silos that we have now, but and enable new economic, transactions, new benefits, and new digital economy. And so I think the question should really be like, what are agents? Usually people would ask that, or they used to. Now some people are aware and familiar with the term, but are using it in different, slightly different ways. Some people, just think of them as RAG agents or chatbots, but really agents can be you can think of them as your digital assistant for various things. They represent their owners. They're software agents. So software, it's a program. They can be, they're programs. But they really act on behalf of their owners to achieve certain goals. They have autonomy to do that. So they can be autonomous and fully however you want them to be, or program them to be. And the aim is also to achieve economic activity for their owner. And like I said, they can represent people, but also organizations. However, also machines or IoT devices, sensors, they can all be represented by agents. You will have new services being represented by agents, but you can also have algorithm as an agent. So have like a wrapper around that algorithm and put it on the market as an agent. And then other agents can communicate with that algo agent and basically get feedback, get input, get insights, inferences as a service. And that's kind of what we're seeing with ChatGPT, right? So we're communicating with an algorithm that is the LLM is as an algorithm, but we're communicating through a user interface with an algorithm and getting results, getting inferences. And so, but that's just one algo. But imagine if you can then have thousands, millions of AI models with which you can communicate through, user interfaces. But that would be difficult, right? As a person, you have to go to all these different websites. But the aim is that they should be represented by an agent. I'm going to be represented by an agent. And we're just, we're connecting on this large ecosystem, this large marketplace for agents. And my agent will find me the right algo to interact with to get my information or to sell my information to or provide my information to. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about agents and multi-agent systems. And here's a good I think information about some of the key use cases or relevant use cases for agents and multi-agent systems. So when we talk about multi-agent systems, we mean multi-stakeholder systems. That means there are many different stakeholders who are represented by their own agents. So we don't mean just like the chatbots on, a website ABC. But really these large ecosystems that are very much decentralized, like mobility. You have various OEMs, various manufacturers of the vehicles, but not only the vehicles, you have the signs, the traffic, you have parking, you have charging. All of that is in a mobility smart city, in travel. All these systems are, have a large number of huge number of stakeholders. Supply chains. There was somebody from supply chain. So supply chain is another example of really good place where agents and multi-agent systems will really bring optimization and big value. Manufacturing as well, energy. So 2Tokens is involved in energy. We've started actually some demonstrations, POCs in energy space as well, and I can show you that after we finish the recording. So I have a very short, really nice demo of the latest developments in that. And gaming industry, surprisingly, at least to me, because I'm not a gamer much, but gaming industry has a fantastic opportunity. We had recently hosted as a Fetch Foundation a hackathon in Poland, and we brought in one of our members of the Fetch Foundation, GameSwift, and what they brought in was this interesting use case of do an NPC, which is non-playable character, which I learned, have an NPC set up as an agent and connect an AI to it. And then see what happens, right? And so basically within the gaming space, you can now have characters that were previously just in the background doing not much, just being part of really the background. Now these can come alive and they can become very individualized, very different based on whoever is being represented or is bringing their own agent in or their own character. And if you bring different AI models for these or different different way to interact with these different NPCs, these non-playable characters, you're basically sort of simulating a real life situation where you have a bunch of people either in a background or part of a meeting or meetup or some discussion, and everybody is different, is slightly different, right? So you bring this kind of randomness into gaming, and I think it just creates a very new type of environment. So all these different ecosystems are really perfect use cases for agents, for multi-agent systems as such. And really looking forward to see how this technology evolves. Right. So the benefits of agents. So you have real-time information. So if you think of like ChatGPT and some of these models, these AI models, especially the ones from the past, they have been done, produced from some historical data, and you have a model, and that's it. So you're interacting with what's happened in the past. But agents, if you set them up in that way, they can really interact in real time, and they can learn from those interactions. So you can have, reinforcement learning, what all kinds of AI models that you can build in, and you can evolve them through interaction with the environment. They can be set up to have intelligence. So lots of people now call all the agents AI agents, which is a bit broad definition, but there definitely can be agents. So we have worked with the supply chain AI lab at Cambridge University, or we have been working with them, and I think they really have the really cool stuff. So really bringing in agents and optimizing them and their interactions with other agents, and analyzing that and learning from that. And then the agents can make dynamic adjustments, which is necessary, for example, in the supply chain, right? So you have a truck that, and this was one of the use cases that Cambridge has done. So they had an agent that was monitoring the conditions. So it was distributed. So the truck, which was represented, the agent was transferring some perishable goods. I don't know, meat, milk, or something. And then they had like a temperature, and then there was an accident or something, and then basically the truck measured the temperature. It was increased in the truck, and then all the goods were basically were not good anymore, so they couldn't be sold, they couldn't be delivered. And then what happens is a reaction. So that's why it's called supply chain. So it's a chain reaction of events. So you need to call your home company, and you say, oh, my truck broke down. Then they need to call the department store where you were meant to deliver. Then they need to reorder that. So you have multiple calls that need to be made, and they're done by people at the moment, but you can then optimize that in the future using these agents, really. So one agent says, I have this issue, contacts a home agent or the company agent. That company contacts the purchaser, the buyer, says, we're sorry, but we can do this. And then you still need to reorder the backup transportation, backup reordering, and all of that. So that's a really good system of different companies in the supply chain, each represented by their own agent, really communicating together and solving the situation, right? And so there are several, different use cases that have been built, that are being built. And I just want to talk a little bit about the tech stack, how we're different, right, than from some of the other options that you have on the market. As I mentioned, we have been around for a while, trying to bring it together, and really we have experimented. We have done lots of research by ourselves with some universities and research programs that we work with. And so we are running our own blockchain. It's based on Cosmos SDK. You may have heard of ASI, so Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance. So basically, that is the Fetch blockchain. We have merged again, an interesting, actually, I think, use case for tokenomics. So Fetch together with Ocean Protocol, Singularity Net, the first three came together and basically merged their tokens together, right? And are running on the blockchain together. So it's an ASI blockchain, ASI token, and it's Cosmos based. Then later on, Kudos came as well. And basically what we're doing with these four companies, bringing our tech stacks and sort of, making complementary technologies that are really supporting each other. So anyway, Fetch is here with the blockchain, and also the Open Agent Network. So basically, the way it works, its setup is that you can build your agent. I build my own agent. Iris builds her agent, and so on. I can have it on my computer or in any cloud I want, and then I register that agent on the blockchain in the smart contract. And with that, it becomes part of the marketplace for agents, all this open agent network, open agent marketplace, right? And then I can interact with the other agents that have been registered. And the agents can then, like I said, sit in different, different clouds, be on different computers, can have completely, their data. And this is, again, a data privacy play as well, where you are in charge of your agent and you let whatever information you want to be known or not known, right? And then these agents can interact based on that, right? Then we have other parts of the tech stack where we are setting up this AI engine, LLM, AI frameworks layer. So AI layer, we have launched also an LLM, a first agentic LLM, and Web3 connected to Web3 as well. So I'll show you that as well. You guys can play with that. And then we have this layer of various services, Agentverse, we call it Agentverse. You get to register the agent there. You can have hosting there, but some other services as well. For example, let's say I'm going to build my agent on my computer, but then I close the computer and then agent is offline, right? So we have, for example, like endpoints like a mailbox where the agents can still register messages and so on, even when the physical, like computer is shut off and so on. Like I said, we have been exploring this space for quite a long time, and we see there's a potential for lots of services that we feel will really bring benefit to the ecosystem. But what is really our aim is to make it that other people can build their own custom apps and can really build their own services around these agents. So we work, I mentioned we work, no, I haven't mentioned, but I will mention that as part of the Fetch Foundation, we have actually set it up in Netherlands together with Bosch. And so, and I'll explain, I'll show the other companies. For example, Deutsche Telekom has joined as well and is providing staking services as one of our validators, one of our key validators. But what I wanted to say is that Bosch, others can really set up their own apps, set up their own platforms using these agent services, right? So they're completely independent, but they value that data privacy and sovereignty, that decentralization on the very basic layer, because what would be the other option, right? So let's say we say, okay, we don't like blockchain or for whatever reasons. The only other option is to register your assets in a database, right? So those are the two options that we have, the two kinds of technologies. And I used to work at Oracle, so I know a little bit about databases. So anyway, but then whoever sets up that database, owns the business, has the keys to everything, right? So,
I
and this is
see,
not really a,
Maria, I see
yeah.
a question coming in. Sorry for interrupting. Would you like to answer them all at the end, or would you like me to
Give me
go?
like 1 minute and then you can start. Yeah, you can. I don't see them because I'm presenting. So, oh, here's something. I don't. Okay, so yeah, let me have a look. So let me just try to explain this, and then I'll have a look at the questions, and then we can see if they, yeah. So what I was trying to say is that basically with the basic layer of where you register your agents, when that is this decentralized layer, DLT, blockchain, then that we keep that ecosystem open. We provide SDKs for the agents, so you can build the agents using the Fetch micro agent systems, or you can use, for example, also LangChain. So LangChain, Crew AI, those are big agentic systems. However, I think they're functioning good for a certain ecosystem, but there is no way to connect agents from one ecosystem with agents in another ecosystem. So anyway, so that's why we need blockchain. We're happy to have it, and this is what really brings what blockchain brings to that big ecosystem, and why we need that technology. Here, let me just then look at the questions. How are you closing the gap between the real world and blockchain? Is UI UX accessible to non-crypto people? I will show you, yes. Or will they even not notice? So you will not notice your and that's actually a really good point. So so that's part of the services layer, right? So if you want to use the blockchain, you can. We have, however, as a user mentioned, as some participant mentioned here, it's difficult still for many companies. It's still, people don't want to deal with that much or cannot for various reasons. So in the Agentverse, you will have regular. You can choose either have a Web2 sign on or Web3 sign on. So you can choose Web2, so you don't have to deal with this. You will be able to set up your agent without touching the blockchain at all. So you can, but you don't have to. You will be able to buy credits with regular payments, and then then interact with other agents, but you will not have to be using crypto at all if that's your preference. So that's what I mean by, yes, we have done a lot of research. We were super enthusiastic as everybody was, how many these years ago about blockchains, but the reality is what it is, right? Especially in Europe, there's this regulation that we have to comply with that, but companies have to do that, and so we're trying to be really accommodating and provide services that allow others and all to really use this. However, I have some really good use cases also to show that is only like Web3 based, Web3 and agents and in DeFi space. And I think it's a platform that we have set up. It's called MetaLegacy. It's actually super cool. So there is a big scale, a range of applications. People can use it almost like a Web2 with that underlying layer of agents being decentralized, but then everything else can sort of look like a Web2 platform, all the way up to just pure Web3, and you have a choice. So here's just an example of what I was saying is that if you want, you can bring any kind of AI. You can bring whatever payments methods you would like to use. We have done a really good research and actually applications in terms of connecting software wallets and decentralized identity. So we're now finishing up a very good project in Germany called Move ID, and the aim of that project is to give these agents decentralized identities. So any decentralized identity. So we have selected a specific use case, but based on that, other SSIs can be connected to these agents, and that's really the whole point, right? So that's why we're building it in this way, where you will have decentralized agent layer, decentralized identities, and really that whole big ecosystem of supply chain, mobility, energy. Anyone can really utilize that. And then you can have example of even like cross industrial communication or between the agents. So let's assume that I'm going to go on a travel. So my agent is going to book me a flight, will find me a travel to or a way to get to that, even to that airport, and then will provide me several options to book the hotel, all on peer-to-peer basis. Then I leave my house, and then now I have a solar panel, I have battery at home that I'm not using. So then my agent, again, now I'm going to call it energy agent, will say, okay, well, I have all this excess energy. I can either put it on a market, or I can get somebody a mobility, a EV, electric vehicle. I can offer that service to anybody who would be interested and would be able to come and charge their EV in my house, maybe for a better rate. So I win because I'm not there, but I can monetize my renewable resources, and somebody else can win by coming and having a cheaper charging, right? So all these use cases can then become really interconnected and can really benefit from being part of that large ecosystem. So then build and deploy. So I just would like to show you, let me just, I need to share something else now. So let me stop this sharing and let me share. If there are some questions now while I'm trying to share the other things, I'm happy to to answer. Okay, so let me just move this. So and we're changing the website. So what you see today now, probably in 2 or 3 days will be slightly different. It will explain a little bit more the new tech stack or the updated tech stack. So still around the same technology, but just a few new things will be there. So for the technology people, please go to, we have an SDK, so that will take you to the GitHub and the specific like shortcut just to get you to the right place. We have a lot more if you go to developers and then the concept, for example, so that will show you, you know, and explain what we're doing on the conceptual level, but you have lots of guides, examples, references, API. So if there are technical people, I would encourage you to do that. Then we have also docs, again, with more guides and so on. So that's one way. And then we will, in the new website, we'll have here front and we'll have ASI 1. So ASI 1 is this, ASI 1 is the LLM that I mentioned, that we now have agentic LLM, so you can connect your agents. So when you develop the agents, you have a choice. You will be able to, or you don't have to connect it. We have other really interesting tools like knowledge graphs. I've actually set up a few examples for you to look at. So yes. So here's the answer to the previous question: can we use it without further knowledge? Yes, you can, and you can start playing with it. So for example, here's the first example. So I actually turned off, I think, this web. So you can, let me just try to do that. So I think it will be easier. So if I turn off the web search, if I don't have the agents on, I don't have the knowledge graph, and I'll say, what is the stock price of Apple? I did earlier. I just did it before, but now I can show you, and you guys can try it out as well. By the way, you can go to asi1.ai and you can log in with your Google, so with Gmail account. You'll be able to try these things out as we speak. So here I don't have access to real-time price, blah blah blah. Let me know. So this is accessing some old historical data, right? So fair enough. Then we go to new chat. So in the new chat, we turn on the web search, and you can say, what is the stock price of Apple? And now we're using a different functionality of the LLM where it's crawling the website, and we'll see. And then you can compare, right? And please always note, LLM may make mistakes. Please verify this. I cannot stress this enough. So I have seen other presentations of companies, big names, and we all run into the same issues. I don't know, same situation. You know, LLMs are non-deterministic. They can produce sometimes random results. They can connect random things. So we are working around that and having more deterministic workflows and so on. But still, there's still more to be researched, more to be, you know, done. So don't judge us, don't judge anyone else, right? It's a new field, right? So anyway, so here we go. The current stock price is this, right? So that's now, right? And then I will go and I will say, not the web search. I now want to go and search, use the agent. So what is the stock price for Apple? And then you will see basically what's happening. And I've shown that here, what's happening. Let me just see. Is yeah, basically the AI engine, the LLM, and these AI frameworks are looking at the registered agents, are figuring out which ones are the relevant ones, so then they can bring you the results, right? And then you can see what the reasoning was, right? So process, I can search the Agentverse for agents. Okay, show, sorry. Limitation. Yeah, so you can read this, you can play with it. It will tell you how many agents there are, and then we can say the current price is this, and it was giving you by this agent, right? So then you can actually click on that and you come to the Agentverse. I haven't shown you the Agentverse. I was going to do that, but this is the way to get there as well. And here you can even, this is a new functionality since yesterday. So every week we're bringing new functionalities, right? There were some interactions, and here I can go and actually go chat with that agent, and I can say, what is the stock price of Apple? And again, it's connecting with that agent, working with it. And so you can now imagine, like I said, having different AI models, different information pieces, different data available, right? All by different agents, different entities. So imagine that you are a PhD research group or a researcher or a small business who has developed some really cool algo, and you want to monetize it. It's really difficult to go against, IBMs and all these big players. So what do? You can actually make it into an agent, and you can really sell that as a service like this, like AI as a service or AI agent as a service, right? And offer insights into your algo. And then if it becomes popular, if it becomes, if it has lots interactions, it becomes validated. And other people will see that on the Agentverse, for example, that there are these transactions. So marketplace, it will get a higher ranking and so on. So here are just some examples of the agents. I think the ones that I was told that the protocol 0.3 is the latest version, and then there you can also interact with with the chat protocol. So we're writing up the documentation. It's coming. It's not there fully, but like I said, we're really releasing updates every week now. And so maybe we can say protocol. So protocol. Protocol. Anyway, so this is just to
Maria, I see a
yeah,
question coming in.
yeah, please do tell me.
Bert-Jan, do you use your own service to run models and agents, or do you also use other providers?
Other providers. So we like, you can set it up and you can put your agents there, your models. And that's the whole premise, right? That people will be able to bring their own models, register them as agents, and offer them on a marketplace. So it's not like Fetch marketplace with Fetch models. We have a few, right? But it's really for others to bring there, and we bring, the big players, the small players, the models, the data, and so on. And these can then interact, and they can, you can improve that interaction also by improving your agent. And so you really should think of this as a new way, like I said, the websites, when the websites came, back in the 90s to 2000s. And what would you do? Like, first, you didn't even want to have a website. Like, why would you do that, right? And then people discovered that, and there was this benefit of other people understanding what you do. But that was just one way. The agents allow you to be dynamic and to really reach out the other way as well. So not only people coming to you and you wait for them, but your agent can, even say, here, I am here, I'm offering this, I'm offering that. So this is how I would like you to think about that. And I actually wanted to show you this one other example. So we have this platform called Metalex. I would encourage people go to metalex.ai, and you can read about it here. But to try it out, you click on the Metalex beta, and it is beta. However, this platform is built fully on the Fetch technology. It employs or deploys there are agents behind that. There are smart contracts as well. And so what you can do here is it allows you to trade peer-to-peer without liquidity pools. but it's a DEX for agents, where the agents, you know, can sell assets that are available on the platform to sell. These are, you know, these are testing. This is a beta testing environment, but still, you can see how in the future people will be able to, you know, bring and set up their own agents and trade them and really do this on a peer-to-peer basis. So when you sign up, you need to actually log in with ASI wallet, and now we also allow cross-chain transactions. So between Fetch or ASI and Polygon. And here's a video. So we have a lot of really good explanations, so videos and so on. So here, let me just go back and just show you. So basically, and you can add faucets. So in the faucets, you can add USDT. These are test tokens, obviously. So you can just simply, of course, add that. So this is all real time. And then you will see it will appear here. But then you can go and you can say, I want to trade point 0.1 or 1, say 1 for 1. And then you just trade. Approve the transactions. Oh, transaction declined. I don't know why, but we can try it again. So and basically then once when you place that, and again, you can try this out now as well. There are no fees. You can see my completed orders. You can see my open orders. And basically what I'm doing is I'm telling my agent here is the trade I want to accomplish, and other people come with their trades and say, I want to sell, you know, USDT for FET. And when our trading pair matches, when our ratio matches the prices, then our agents exchange and they do a little dance. No, I'm joking, no dancing, but basically they exchange the funds. I have to check with colleagues why this is happening. It shouldn't. But
And
so anyway, so yeah.
So Bertrand also asks, do you use permissioned blockchains? Because he noticed that Ethereum was in the list. I just also heard you mentioning Polygon.
So Polygon, we're using so if I sign out, you can see. So this is at the moment you can Kepler is Cosmos based, but yeah, either MetaMask or SI wallet, so you can connect with those two, and then you trade between those. But we have just the Polygon testnet. We're not even using the real mainnet at the moment. We're testing it. So whatever you connect with, even here, Dorado is the testnet, is the Fetch testnet, this Dorado. So we have some, I think I've been talking quite a lot, so I'm gonna leave it at that. So we have some more in this cross-chain trading, so really check it out. The principles are super simple. You know, you have your agents, other people will have their agents, and they will communicate, trade, and that's that. So really allow this peer-to-peer economy that we want to see, whether it's on a personal level, between the machines, between IoT devices, or all of that mixed together. So I think with that, maybe just very quickly. So I mentioned the Fetch.ai Foundation. I mentioned that we have established that with Bosch, and then we were joined later by Telecom as well, and other players. So like D-Travel, GameSwift, I mentioned. Nuclear AI is from Netherlands. We actually were just in Geneva a couple of weeks ago at the event with Nuclear AI, C4E, Peak as well. You guys may know Peak from, they have the DPIN. So yeah, so we're bringing this ecosystem together. If there are others who want to join us, let us know. Happy to do that. The main, point is to really bring these agentic AI Web3 technologies together and build this ecosystem. Support data sovereignty and sustainable business. And here's just what our goals are really, is to create this open economy that empowers individual businesses to develop these customized AI solutions, really by integrating all these various different tools, resources, other people, companies joining in and providing all of that. And we feel very strongly that the way we interact with the web is going to change, and it's going to be huge. And we encourage everyone to really build their own agent and keep calm and build agents. So here are my contacts. If you want to keep in touch, please do. And I'm happy to answer your questions.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Maria. I see another question coming in from Marco. What is the pricing model of Fetch AI?
So there will be, at the moment, you can try it out for free, all of these things that I mentioned. If you want to use the ASI as a like a pro rate, you need to connect with ASI wallet and only hold 100 Fed. So it's not much. Like I said, we're testing the system. We need to be competitive, so we will be. We don't have it all, fleshed out that I can provide you, concrete numbers, but we're here to be competitive and to provide other alternative solutions to what's currently available, to the centralized solutions and to other solutions. So you can believe us on that. But we also would like to, if you're trying that out, if you have some feature requests or interesting things that you would like to see, don't see, definitely let us know. In terms of our support, like Agentverse and other things there. But we would love to see other people building really with agent technologies. Go explore Crew AI as well. It's really interesting. LangChain, very good. They provide the workflows of various agents within an ecosystem, but then to reach that agent, you should register it on some open agent network, and that's what we're providing. So.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Maria. Do we have any other questions? Also, feel free to unmute yourself. Give it a
I've got a quick question. Maria, how does the fetch token fit into this in like a tokenomics sense then?
So to register the agent, you need to, it's a smart contract. So at the very minimum, it's that, right? So for the ASI one, like I said, you need to hold some tokens in the wallet as well. And there will be some, pro and some other rates. Somebody has to pay. There's always other technology, and it's expensive. Like GPUs, compute is expensive. Hosting is expensive as well. Expensive relatively. It costs, right? So that needs to be recovered. Plus, we need to support the development and so on. So there will be monetization for sure. Also, there will be different services, other services on the Agentverse. Again, we want to see like what is required, what people would find beneficial, and we'll go from there. But we already have a pretty good feeling what would be, the minimum or the standard. So.
Cool, thanks. No, I wanted to get a bit more of an ecosystem view of it, so to speak. But I think that pretty much
But
covers it.
definitely that's why it makes sense to bring compute, ASI compute. There's compute, there's the data layer of Ocean, there's the advanced other models, and you can see how that all sort of fits together now, right? So.
Yeah.
But others definitely, there are already other companies that are like Nuclear AI, but others, SQD, they have built agents to provide access to their data resources, right? So it's coming. It will be very interesting to see what happens this year and how others are looking to onboard. And in the US, it's much faster, I have to say. So I would really encourage our European listeners, please, build an agent. Don't think about it too much. It's going to be, there is a learning curve, obviously, but definitely look into that. This is one of the key technologies of the future.
All right.
I got a question. Maybe I heard you named a couple of your, I don't want to call them competitors, but do you see them as competitors, or what makes Fetch AI or the distinguish themselves?
As I mentioned, I think it's that decentralization of agents registration. So LangChain, we have examples of LangChain. You can go on our guides. We will show you how to build with LangChain and register it. So I don't see them as a competitors really. It's maybe to the micro agents, but each provides slightly different benefits. Even LangChain and Crew AI are different, right? So and there will be more and more. I mean, these are just first two. When internet started, there was AOL. I don't know if you guys, any of you remember. So, and then there was Yahoo. Now we have Google. We will have other things. So things come and go. We are, everybody wants to stay on top of the game and really move forward. So that's why I'm encouraging really, especially my European, contacts and audience to really try it out, find what's best for you, and just use that technology, right? And see, but you need to keep up constantly, because things are coming up every month. I used to say once every month, like something new, but now it's like every couple of weeks. Like it's honestly, it's insane how fast things are moving forward. So I think we just need to really start building, find a good time, good use case. And if you don't have a use case, just start to build an agent, just see how you can connect to agents. So we have some really nice templates on the Agentverse where you, I didn't show that, by clicking a button, you can launch your agents and then modify them slightly. So let me just show you that. So if you go to Agentverse, we have some of these. If you go create an agent, we have your first agent here, agent communication. So you click that and you launch 2 agents already. Alice 1, and then Bob 1. And they can start interacting. You can look at the description of those agents. Let me just, there's 1, and there will be another one. So, and then you can go, okay. Yeah, need to refresh, so it takes a little bit. So, but yeah, I would definitely encourage people to go and look at the various different things. There are chat agents, RAG agents, Web3 agents, oracles, and smart contracts. So again, if you have any questions, I would like to say that we can provide also answers through the community support we have on the bottom of the Fetch website. Is here, Discord. So we have a really good support for the community on the Discord, because you will have questions. If people don't have questions, I know they're not building, they're not doing something right if they don't have questions. Everybody does. So so I would encourage you to, yeah, just try it out, see what's there, look at the documentation, read the concepts. People need to invest the time, so don't expect, just by in 5 seconds to know everything. That would be great, but it just doesn't work that way. So any other questions?
And one more question is that you mentioned test network, but is all of this already in production, or is most of it in development or beta, or
This is on beta. This is on beta, and it's on the test net at the moment. That's why we're flexible also with the pricing. We're still adding features and so on. There are some basic functions on the mainnet as well, but I actually cannot tell you at the moment. There are some services. So for example, one of the services that is really interesting, people say, so how do you trust the agents, and you can hear this and this and that agent. But what we're offering is agent name service. It's similar to DNS. So you will be able to register a name for your agent. So not just numbers and letters as we have at the moment, but you will be able to claim your name for your agent according to, if you have already a website established. So let's say Bosch, right? So they have bosch.com. They will be able to include that in the name of their agent, but nobody else will, right? So you are bringing your Web2 identity and your Web2 presence and influence and guarantees, right? Trust in your name, you're bringing it to your agent as well. And then when you will be setting up and looking for other agents, you will already know by like who you're dealing with, right? That's one of the really big issues. People say, how do you know like which agent? So this is a really good way to bring the trust from that you have already established, your reputation, your trust that you've built for 100, how many years, or 50 or 20, I don't know. But into Web3, into these decentralized agents. So when somebody asks for the competitors, I don't know, are they doing it? I don't really see that. So some of the services are already on the main network, and some are still, you know, being tested. But we're very shortly also launching a low-code, no-code platform, which hopefully next time we have this seminar, this masterclass, I can show as well. But it should be there in hopefully later this week. So yeah, things are moving very, very fast. We're adding things, removing things that don't work. That's also, you can also see that, and really replacing them with other new things that will push things forward.
All right. Thank you so much, Maria. I guess that's a wrap on today's session. Thanks to everyone who tuned in, and a huge thank you, Maria, for such an insightful presentation. You really helped break down how AI agents and blockchain are working together, and also we're walking away, I guess, with some ideas after this webinar and inspiration. So thank you very much. If you're curious to learn more and keep on learning, please definitely follow Fetch.ai Foundation and also hop in onto our 2Tokens community. And thanks again for being here. And Maria, thank you once again for...
Yeah, thank you all, and thank you, Iris. It's been really fun, and then I hope to see you again sometime. Thank you, guys.
That was it for today's podcast. Thank you for listening in, and please subscribe so you don't miss out on our upcoming episodes. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find our contact details at www.2tokens.org.